you can only watch it for the first time once. It'll be interesting to see what we catch and what we don't.
This is our only first time.
We know that it's a serialized show.
Have you ever played the video game Mass Effect?
Okay, Tolkien, chill
Putting
out.
some little breadcrumbs.
Jean Prade Chuckle Nugget.
Question.
This is
Question.
where Babylon
Question.
5 is becoming Babylon 5.
We have the most incredible community out there.
Feels like we're going to continue to go down this rabbit hole.
I was right.
Just trying to put the pieces together.
I was right.
I'm the king, baby.
What? Are you kidding me? Here I go back to Dune, as I often
We're
do.
officially into it, Jeff. 100%
So good.
It is so completely accurate.
That was great. I love that.
Definitive ranking. I can keep watching the show.
I love it so much.
The year's 2026. The name of the podcast, Babylon 5, for the second time.
Welcome to Babylon 5 for the second time. My name is Brent Allen.
And my name is Jeff Akin. Brent and I used to be Star Trek podcasters. And then we watched this incredible show, Babylon 5, for the first time, and everything changed. So now we're watching it for the second time, catching all the stuff we wouldn't have caught the first time around, because Babylon 5 is a show that you get to watch for the second time, is a show that you get to watch for the first time twice.
That's right. That's right. But you know what we are doing for the second time, just like we did for the first time? We are searching out those sci-fi messages that we find in the series. You know, those things that hold up a mirror to society, give us hope that things can be better in the future, or just show us how to be better human beings to one another. Now, that being said, folks out there, please, if you are under the sound of my voice, heed my warning. Jeff and I have seen this entire show beginning to end once. This is our second time through, which means from this point forward, anything from any point in the timeline, from anywhere in the franchise, extra canonical or not, is fair game for Jeff and I to talk about. So if you have never seen this show for the first time, do yourself a favor, do us a favor, stop. Join us for our first watch. Just scroll back up in the feed. It'll be right there. Get through the show for the first time yourself without being spoiled, and then join us up here for the second time, because as Jeff said, you'll be able to watch it for the first time twice. So consider this your one and only spoiler warning. Ye have been warned.
We're going to dive right into talking about the episode and probably sharing some spoilers. Today, Brent, we're watching the episode Ship of Tears. Do you remember what you predicted for this one?
I do. I said that this is a Minbari ship, the Ship of Tears. It's kind of like a Widowmaker type ship. It's not going to be a good thing. It's not going to be a good thing. Bad stuff's about to happen. How about you, Jeff?
I do, and I just realized the mistake you made.
Uh-oh.
It's the same one I just made.
Oh, it wasn't just me. All right.
I do. I thought this was going to pick up with the Babylon Treaty with the non-aligned worlds, refugees pouring in from various worlds. Drazi ship is going to have a group of down-and-out citizens, poets, women, and children. The captain will start negotiating for peace with them. It's going to be like this ship of sad stories and tears coming in. But what do you say, Brent?
What's that?
Instead of just talking about our awful predictions for this one, why don't we go back and revisit some of the things we said on our first time watch?
You mean like with a special cool video?
Absolutely. Let's do it.
Let's listen. I'm excited to hear this. Okay, so real quick for our audio listeners, what's about to happen is Jeff and I are going to actually watch a recap video, kind of similar to what we had last week. And Jeff and I are here. We're probably going to talk over it a little bit or something like that. It's possible you may have a hard time distinguishing between Jeff and I speaking right now in the present and Jeff and I speaking way back in the past. We'll do our best to discern that, but let's see what happens here, Jeff.
Here we go. Previously on Babylon 5 for the first time. I don't know if this is an unpopular opinion or not. Bester's been in the right this whole time. Now, he's been a jerk about it, and he's done evil things.
I'm going to push back on you.
Okay.
I don't think Bester's... Yeah, I still push back on you. I think Bester's coming over to the good side. Look at the difference. But he is not going to be a good guy.
He's on the good side, but he's on the good side for his own selfish, narcissistic reasons.
Which makes him a bad guy.
Yeah, right. But I think that is the complexity that Babylon 5 is.
You love to hate the guy.
He clearly believes he's of a superior race. He's also filthy about it.
So speaking of Ivanova taking it to someone, she slapped Bester so hard she drew blood.
Seriously? Seriously?
I'm willing to move forward with the idea that Bester is on the team until we get clarification that he's not.
That's fair. Suddenly and magically, it's a revelation that it's the telepaths, even though it's actually...
Okay, stop. Jeff and Brent, real time here.
Okay.
Jeff, this is where it came from. Because you and I, we held on to, from this episode, we held on to this idea that Bester was part of the team.
That's right. Yep.
Now, a remote part of the team, not like a part of the core team, but it was one of those like enemy of my enemy type situations.
Yep.
You know
exactly.
what I mean? We know that that is not at all what this becomes now.
Not even a little bit.
Not even close. But this is where it came from. And I still maintain that what happens at the end of this episode is a natural suggestion of tentative alliance.
That's what I remember. We'll see what we think this time around. We've been right in front of at least Jakar and probably Delenn. And definitely Kosh. This was a shining moment for Delenn. Like, it was amazing. It was touching. Also, she's still playing the game. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, it was a very complicated scene.
She did the right thing.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
You know, and like even Jakar recognized that. He's like, and I still would have killed you. Where you stand for that? And she's like, yeah, I know. Please don't do that right now. I thought
Was
she was
this
taking a
Delenn confessing
little
to
too
Jakar?
much on her own shoulders.
He knew if he stood there 5 more seconds, he probably would have killed her. God, it sucks being an enlightened person. Enlightenment sucks, because you know what would be awesome is for me to get super mad, rip you apart like I did Londo when I was high as a kite. The scene I wish we had, though, was the one with Ivanova going to Sheridan and being like, dude, like, you put me in a really rough spot here. I got attacked in the corridor by Jakar, and he wasn't wrong. Because the thing is, they don't have a problem with Jakar.
Yeah.
The problem, honestly, was with Sheridan. He was trying to just not deal with the thing. And now, the conclusion. Wow. There's honestly so much of that. Like, I'm a little surprised at how much of this episode I don't remember.
Oh, yeah?
So excited for the second time. Brent, that's what we talked about the first time around. You went and scoured the internet for what the great maker himself said about this one. Did you find anything good?
I did. The vast majority of it is stuff we're going to have to wait till we get into the episode to discuss. However, I'll give you just a couple of little highlights that I personally found fascinating. You guys know I'm a production guy. I like the behind the scenes type stuff. So here's this. There was a question that was asked. Where did the War Room set go? You know, we have this new set. Like, where? You guys are in a small little like hot tub factory. Where did this thing go? He said, since we're not using the casino much this season, because there's not a lot of room for frivolity currently on Babylon 5, we yanked it out and put the War Room up on stage C. So that's where it is.
All right.
If I had any idea of what the map of that hot tub factory looked like, stage 1, stage 2, stage C, whatever, I don't know.
That'd be kind of cool to get our hands on. I'm sure it's out there. Stand by. We'll be right back. Are you ready to take your Babylon 5 for the first time experience to the next level? With our exclusive Patreon, you'll get access to all kinds of cool stuff that you can only find there. Our recording notes, unedited reaction videos, an exclusive Discord community. And you can even be listed as a producer of the show. Plus, we even offer exclusive meet and greets and hangouts. You won't find this kind of experience anywhere else. Get all these amazing benefits, plus the opportunity to interact with other fans from around the world. It's being part of a huge community where everyone shares the same appreciation for Babylon 5. Subscribe at patreon.com/Babylon5First. That's the number 5 and the word first to get access to these incredible benefits. That's patreon.com/Babylon5First. We can't wait to see you there.
So this episode deals with Bester. There's some telepath stuff. There's a lot of questions surrounding Bester. This is the episode we find out that the shadows are vulnerable to the telepaths. I believe that's what's going on in this episode, or that there's a strong connection between the telepaths and the shadows. But somebody asked this question: how close does a telepath need to be to read someone? JMS says the person has to be in their line of sight. They don't have to look into the person's eyes or anything silly like that. It doesn't matter if their head or body are covered, as long as they can definitely focus on that person. He says this, though, and I found this interesting considering, I think, what we see in season 5.
Okay.
If the person is behind a door or wall or bulkhead or something of that nature, or a whole group of them back there, or otherwise can't visually be located, it's difficult to impossible to scan.
Really? To scan? Okay. Okay.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong, though, Jeff. Wasn't there a thing with Byron and all his guys being on one side of the bulkhead and another telepath being on this side of the bulkhead? And they were not like scanning and communicating, but they were confusing something going back and forth.
Yeah, I think they were trying to like find the cultists through the walls or whatever, and they were sending a thing of like, no, you're not finding anything here. But I think that's the difference between a scan and just a suggestion telepathically.
Possibly.
But we also know that we see in the 4th season, I'm standing on the bridge of a White Star, and I'm telepathing to this other ship way over there.
You better be able to see it.
But it was Lita who was doing that, right? So maybe it's super.
I mean,
Lita
she was
powers.
Vorlon souped up, right? Mm-hmm. So I don't know. Anyway, everything else really, Jeff, has to wait until we get into the episode. So what do you say?
Let's watch this episode. For those of you joining us for the very first time, I want to say hello and welcome. And I want to turn you back to what Brent said a little while ago and ask you why you're listening to this one instead of the first time one. But also, we're super happy you're here. What's about to happen is we're going to watch the episode right here, right now. We're going to pull it up and watch it, react to it, respond to it, do all those really cool things. For the YouTube people, the people that are watching there, you're going to see the edited up, like the reaction video, the style that's out there. If you want to see the unedited version, we share those on our Patreon page at patreon.com/badnerds.
And if you are listening to us on an audio podcasting app, I don't know, Audible, maybe, Podchaser, Apple Podcast, Podbean, Pod something or other,
it's all pod
Podcast
something.
Addict. There's a lot of pod somethings out there. If you're listening to us on one of those platforms, or maybe you are just listening to us on YouTube but not watching the video portion, which is also something you can do, we don't want to leave you out because Jeff and I are going to have lots of conversations in the middle of this video. So what you're going to get is basically the audio from that conversation during the video. So you'll be able to know what we're referencing if you know the episode. And then we'll still have all the stuff on the back end where we talk about messages and we rank it and all that sort of stuff. So Jeff, with that, let's go watch an episode.
Let's do it. Hopefully there are no tears.
Accessing file.
ISN, the galaxy's most important network.
Good morning. The Interstellar Network News is back on the air, broadcasting throughout Earth and to over 2 colonies and deep range outposts.
And everything's fantastic here on Earth.
To explain what happened to cause a disruption in service. The signal from the ISN News Center here in Geneva was lost when our facilities were attacked by saboteurs intent on paralyzing all Earth communication systems.
This lady is great,
right?
At being smarmy and lie.
Our forces. The saboteurs used our facilities to stellarcast a fake report designed to create the impression that the government itself was taking action against us.
The government itself.
Campaign of misinformation. We ourselves pulled the plug on the broadcast.
Listen to that music.
In the ensuing firefight, government forces recaptured the ISN facilities and apprehended the saboteurs. We've been working around the clock to repair the damage, and now, at last, we're back. Better than ever. Coming up in the next hour, President Clark accepts a report from the Ministry of Peace on how crime has been virtually eliminated ever since the extremely popular martial law declaration was issued.
Extremely popular. Wow.
You know, sometimes I think I'm too pessimistic. I mean, what's wrong with thinking maybe things might work out once in a while, and then something like this happens? I mean, do they really think that people are going to fall for this?
Why not? It's worked before.
It's worked time and time and time again.
Right?
God, the captain's going to love it when he sees this.
Where is he, anyway?
He's being checked out, and the new star freight is being inherited from the Churchill.
So the attitude controls are pretty much the same, but a lot more sensitive.
Yeah, I can feel the difference.
Oh, isn't this where we get a new Star Fury?
Yeah, it's like the bomber one.
Do we really see this Star Fury again in the future?
Yeah.
We do? Because it's the multiple
This is
cockpit
the first
one.
production model of Star Fury that can operate inside an atmosphere. No one else in a prior model can follow you in.
Roger that.
Captain, we're picking up a distress call in an outer sector.
Earth or alien?
Earth. Should we scramble a search and rescue team?
Nah, it's
No,
Earth.
I'm going to go.
Let's leave
we'll
them.
check it out.
Yeah, I'm out
We'll
here.
give these things a real workout. I'll check in as soon as we find out what it is.
Yeah, Stuart in the chat says these Star Furies, Thunderbolt Star Furies, are ubiquitous here forward.
Okay. We just saw the outside of the Star Fury.
The Black Omega.
And we just saw the Black Omega symbol. I know what that is now. I see that and I go, Bester.
Yep.
Or telepath bad guy, probably Bester. Like, watching that the first time.
I don't think I even noticed it.
No, but you know what, Jeff? We saw it back in like season 1 or 2.
It was on the
Why
screen.
wouldn't we notice it now?
It's right there. How can you not know what it means?
I know what it is now, though.
I hear you just fine, Captain. But just get a little closer.
So he can see you.
Talk.
I'm gonna see you. I'm gonna see you. Although he is.
Bester, you're breaking up. Oh, I gotta go.
Babylon Project.
You're going through a tunnel.
Last
You're going
best hope.
going through a tunnel. Besters are Fwin now. Yeah. So the Thunderbolt Star Furies are ubiquitous from this point forward. The biggest thing that separates them from the other ones to me is the fact you have a second person in the cockpit.
Right. There's an actual like nose on it.
Yeah. So I'm going to be looking for that for the rest of the show. Also, do we not get a whole lot of Star Fury action after this point?
Oh, we get a ton of it.
Do we do? Mm-hmm. Okay.
And you've seen it. You're going to see it and be like, oh, yeah. We still get the classic Star Furies as well. We get both.
Okay.
I'm going to call this.
I just don't remember them really being that prevalent.
Close enough for us.
So somebody asked how they did these, just in the production world, how they did these reflections on Sheridan's face.
Yeah.
JMS says that they were done with an LCD projector.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
It makes sense. And the LCD would be nice because it's not like blinding for you.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And I mean, I suppose it's not necessarily reflecting off the glass in the helmet there either. Assuming that's glass in the yeah, they've got glass in the helmet.
Pretty sure.
Scan. Find out who's out here.
Such formality.
Bester?
You recognize the voice. You've got a good ear. You're not in visual range. Is there a problem?
I noticed the Black Omega insignia on your Star Fury. Black Omega is an elite unit attached to Psychor. Telepath can only scan you if you're on a direct line of sight, so I am making damn sure we don't get that close.
So wait a minute. Why did this feel like news to me? He explicitly said telepaths can only scan you if you're on a direct line of sight.
Mm-hmm. That's been a thing. We've heard that for a long time.
But it became like it was, I don't know. Okay. Fair enough.
Yeah, we got it from Talia. We got it way back. We get it throughout the series. That's a thing you know it. You know it. You just don't know you know it.
That's fair.
I have something for you, Captain. Something very important.
Mr. Bester, we no longer have any ties to Earth or to the Psychor. We don't have to put up with you or your games. Give me one good reason why I should blow you out of the sky.
Because you're curious? Kill me, and you'll never know what brought me all the way out here.
That's not a good reason.
I think if you weigh that against the brief satisfaction of blowing me out of the sky. Right.
I like it when actors make fun of other actors, like in character,
Captain.
you know?
I'm thinking it over.
Ah, good.
Well, he's like, shit, that didn't work like I thought it would.
We'll escort him to Babylon 5.
This defeat, escort him to Babylon 5.
Right.
You know, if this keeps up, I'm going to start thinking that people around here just don't like me.
That was a cool shot. The push-in shot as he said that.
I don't like it.
That was really neat.
Well, I didn't even know a little creep could fly a Star Fury.
Apparently, it's super good.
Every once in a while, Psychops have to go off on their own for security reasons.
He's checked out on all the latest fighters.
Did he tell you why he's here?
He said he wanted to fill us in at a personal meeting.
He just wants to get close enough to scan us.
Yeah, but why?
I have a hard time believing he
we were
didn't
planning to
stop
do,
talking
we've done.
the whole flight back.
You've broken away from Earth. You've taken a stand against Psychor, the president.
Who in this room thinks he wants to help anybody but himself? He's just trying to pull a fast one.
So what do we do? Just keep him locked
I
up
don't think
forever?
it's that
How can you
fast.
find that?
We have to
Garibaldi.
find out if he's telling the truth. If he is, we need to hear him out. If not, I'm all for throwing him under the brig.
Yeah.
I need to speak to Ivanova alone for a moment. Susan, Bester still doesn't know you're a latent telepath.
No, he doesn't, but
It's an interesting thing. Like in front of Garibaldi and Franklin, I need to speak to Ivanova. They leave. Susan.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's an interesting change, like between the words. Like one, you almost want like, weren't they all on first name basis with each other?
Yeah.
They're senior staff at this point. Different workplaces have different cultures, but every place I've ever been, you're on a first name basis, even with the top guy. You know. I can imagine with these. I mean, that should be Stephen and Michael and Susan and John.
Yeah.
Right. So
even on my boat, like my division officer was Greg. I don't remember his last name. He's lieutenant and he's Greg.
Mm-hmm. From a writing standpoint, from a scene standpoint, it definitely, it lend, as a watcher, it goes, this just went from professional to personal. Like this narrowed it quite a bit, you know?
Yeah. I'm going to cash in on
this to me, are you?
Personal
He's going
cachet
to risk
here.
scanning someone. My guess is he'll grab the first person that walks in the door in case he doesn't get another chance.
John, I can't block a psychop.
No, but you told me that you can sense instantly if someone is scanning you. If I send you in first to talk to him, you'll know if he tries anything. If he doesn't try it, we'll know we can trust him.
But if he
It's
does?
not a bad plan, but it's a huge
And we'll
risk
keep
for
him in the
her.
brig.
For how long?
Until we run out of food or he dies of old age, whichever comes first.
He can't guarantee that.
Now,
Before you do that, there's something you should know.
It's real sweet of John to offer that and say, well, we'll throw him in the brig if he does whatever, but he can't guarantee that.
Right.
Certainly not for life, you know?
I was expecting the captain.
He sent me.
Did he? He has a better sense of humor than I thought. Please sit.
How much self-restraint is
understand.
Bester
I suspect you'd rather
showing
walk
right now
out
by
that
not
door
scanning
and
her?
wall me up inside. Do a little recreation of the cask of Amontillado.
I kind of think he knows,
For the
not
love
that
of
she's
God,
telepathic, but
Montresor.
he knows
If
the
you get near a
score.
point,
I really hope he says a cask of Amontillado. That caused people to go look that up and read that story.
Oh, that would be nice, right?
That's a messed up story. That is a messed up story. If you haven't seen that or you don't know what that is, it's not a movie. It's a story. It's a short story. It's not very long. By Edgar Allan Poe. Go read it. It's messed up, man.
I don't think it's, I can't think of any shows or movies, which is interesting, actually.
Terrible pity about your mother. But she took her own life. It wasn't the core that did it. I was just noticing. You have her eyes.
Drew Blood.
You know, it's come to my attention lately that we have a common enemy. There's an old saying, the enemy of my enemy is my friend. President Clark.
He sets it up.
He sets it up and he pays it off later when he says, your war is my war.
My war. Right. Sets it up and tells us. And look, I know I saw somebody in our chat earlier was like, well, the war just ended before they needed him. No. That's on the writer. The writer ended the war before he was needed. He says in his book, you don't show somebody a gun if you don't use it by Act 5 or 3 or something like that. And you don't use a gun later if you didn't show it to him back in Act 1. You don't show us this and then not really use it. And not use it like the way you kind of said, like it just, I hate it. Hey, real quick, something from JMS. Somebody asked if Bester read Ivanova when she slapped him there real quick.
Okay, right. Big emotional outburst.
Yeah. To which he says, I think the contact would have been too fleeting to really get a read and too much of a shock because it likely hurt like the Dickens. Now, I got to be honest. Based on my reaction before, I expected a much bigger slap. This just seemed like a regular Yeah, I expected something. Have you ever seen those like slap fights?
Oh, yeah, right?
I expected something kind of more like that. But no, this was just like and she happened to draw blood. Maybe she flipped her ring around first.
I think it might have been a miss on the Foley work and a little bit on the React.
Possibly. And it says by that time he knew it was by the time he knew that her hand was there, it was already gone and it had been too late, so he couldn't have really scanned her. So
I get that. Makes sense.
Isn't calling the shots back home. There are others whispering in his ear. I don't know who they are or where they're from, but I do know they're not human. You know more about them than I do.
She's trying hard to not
Probably
show her
interested
cards.
in sharing that information. It's the jealousy of evolution. Normals like you are obsolete.
Normals.
Future belongs to telepaths. I intend to make sure that future happens one way or the other.
you know who he is? It just hit me. He's Magneto.
Okay, yeah.
Bester's Magneto. He Homo superior over Homo sapien. We're better. We're here. We're just going to take over. That's where he is. That's what Bester is. He's just Magneto. Only turns out we never actually like do the friend thing and kind of get him on our side, sort of, kind of.
Yeah, I was going to say Magneto kind of works out a little bit.
Yeah.
Off and on.
But that probably explains why we like him, because you like Magneto as well.
Yeah.
But we can't be on top if the aliens get there first, and some of them have. Through Clark, they've infiltrated the Psycho, and apparently they have their own plans for my telepaths. Whatever these aliens are,
My
they're interfering
telepaths.
with my
Hear that?
plans for the future.
My plans.
I won't have it.
I won't have it.
And so I need someone who feels the same way I do.
There's a lot of I
Which brings me to you.
isn't it?
Would you like to hurt them, Commander? Because I think I know how.
All right, hurt them, meaning the shadows.
Yeah.
Now we know shadows can be done by telepaths.
Yep.
Is that what Bester knows?
I don't think that he knows that yet.
Yeah. So is he BSing here? Or does he have a theory that is just the wrong theory? What do we think?
I think that he thinks he's better than everyone. And because he's better, he can do something.
But I think I do believe he thinks he has a plan. I do believe he thinks he's on to something. But I don't think it's telepaths hinder shadows.
Yeah, I don't think that's no one knows
something
that
else.
yet.
Yeah. I think it's something else.
I also think this moment is a shift in Bester. And I think it's a very important shift. Prior to this, he's been issue to issue, right? I'm here for Ironheart. I'm here for the Underground Railroad. I'm here for whatever, all the different. Now we're getting the megalomania of Bester. This isn't just about this assignment. This is about me. This is about my people being better than you and me being the steward and protector of my people.
All right. I want you to, we're going to dive into a little Stargate talk here real quick. Compare and contrast this guy with Kinsey versus Mayborn. You use your most up-to-date knowledge on those guys.
Yeah, yeah. Which, for those listening, we are recording the middle endish of season 8 right now. So I have a lot of knowledge on that. Bester is Kinsey. He's not interested. So, well...
all right. First of all, let's start. For those of you who don't know, the basic difference between Kinsey and Mayborn, both of them bad guys, but they're also our own guys. But the basic difference between the two you and I have discussed is...
Kinsey is, Mayborn cares about the United States. He cares about the world, but he doesn't have the scruples that, say, the good guys, quote unquote, would have to get it done. Any means necessary sort of a guy. Kinsey, any means necessary sort of guy, but he doesn't care about the United States. He doesn't care about Earth. He wants what's in it for him. So, like, they're going to both show up to do a thing. Mayborn might go ahead and take a little bit for himself. Kinsey's only going to take things for himself. And I was about to go down the path that Bester is Kinsey, but honestly, he is. Yep. I'd say honestly, not so much.
No, he is Kinsey.
But when I think about even what we read in the Psychor trilogy of him, like, he'll straight up kill other telepaths if they're in his way.
Because his telepaths are a means to an end for himself.
For him and him alone.
Which doesn't mean he doesn't care about his telepaths.
Right, exactly.
But they don't compare to how he cares about himself, though.
This is such a powerful scene right here.
Come.
I said it. Go ahead.
I was going to say, so as we go into this, JMS says this. I didn't give Mira or Andreas any instructions on that scene except what was in the script, which was minimal. When you have two performers that solid in the room, just give them the lines and run like hell. Stay out of their way. Just let them go.
We've had a couple episodes here in this middle of season 3 that have just been the absolute best of Delenn.
Sure.
In different versions of her as well. You know, that we've talked about different aspects and perspectives from her. This to me might be her greatest moment in the whole series.
You think so?
Maybe. Because I think, like, there's her in Severed Dreams. Oh, you're in front of me there. Like, that's bravado, and it's huge, and it's incredible, and it's awesome, and it's easy to point to. But this is a thing that I think the reason we don't talk about this scene when we talk about Delenn very much is because this is a thing that isn't exciting. This isn't a thing you can point to and say, that's so great that she did this thing. Because what she's doing is completely exposing herself and saying, G'Kar, I screwed up, and I'm here to take whatever accountability I need to take. This is pure humility and strength at a level that I don't think people can really, until you have wronged someone and willingly, unprompted, went in front of them and said, hey, you need to know this thing. I don't think we can imagine the kind of strength that it takes for Delenn to show up in this moment.
So I have a question. Did Delenn really was Delenn really at all at fault for what happened? Did Delenn is this actually something, a necessary place of guilt that Delenn needs to feel?
So she's not responsible for what the Centauri did to the Narn. The Centauri are responsible for that.
Right.
And I don't think that's what she's apologizing for. What she's apologizing for is the conscious decision they made to let that happen and not say anything.
But was that the wrong decision?
Maybe, maybe not. In the scope of things, from you're a person I respect, G'Kar, it was the wrong decision.
I'm not so sure. Yeah, let's watch this and see how it plays out.
Yeah.
I might have some thoughts on that.
Hello, G'Kar.
By the way, everything you said about harming somebody and then coming apologize, that's all 100% right. Bester on the bridge of a White Star.
Right.
Actually, isn't this the White Star for the moment? Yeah. Did they change the bridge configuration?
It seems
Is that
cleaner.
something, Captain?
Not a word.
Approaching target area.
Scanners aren't picking anything up.
So here we have Walter Koenig and Bill Mumy in a scene together. According to Bill, this marks the first time that a Lost in Space regular and a Star Trek regular have been together in the same scene.
Really? Pretty interesting.
According to Bill, which means, might be wrong. I don't know. I haven't verified it, but that's what he said.
Works for me.
All right, let's see what you can do.
Get the out of my chair.
Get the hell out of my chair.
I wonder how much of that was Star Trek inspired.
I was thinking the same.
Look where he's standing. He's in his spot.
He is, isn't he?
Like he's in his spot in front of the captain. All right, Jeff, you'll know this answer better than I do. Deborah asks, how often was Chekhov actually in the captain's chair?
One time, and I think it was in Star Trek V.
Shadows, the ancient enemy, as you call them, had returned. We knew they were rebuilding their forces, preparing to strike. We knew that they were seeking allies, and that the Centauri were the first to enlist. When you came back from the area near Zachadum and warned us about the enemy's return, we could have spoken out. We could have confirmed your story. We chose to remain silent.
Who is we?
The Grey Council. I was still a part of them at that time. Once the decision was made, I could not disobey.
So you stayed silent. And with the help of these shadows, the Centauri destroyed my world, enslaved or killed millions of my people.
Chikar, if we had spoken out, if we had gone public with what we knew, most of the other worlds would never have believed us. It would have changed nothing. Your world would still have fallen, with one critical difference. There are billions of Narns still surviving on your world. If we had exposed the shadows, they would have struck openly before we had time to prepare. And none of your people would have survived. Chikar, under the Centauri, there is at least the hope of survival. With the shadows, there is no hope at all. We had to choose between the death of millions and the death of billions of whole planets.
Okay. I do not believe, knowing what I know about the Minbari, that the Grey Council had a discussion about whether or not we should tell the Narn that the Centauri or that the shadows are back. And that they said, well, we probably should, but if we do, they'll all be gone and Narn will be completely wiped out. If we allow it to happen, we know they're going after the Centauri. If the Centauri come back and they take over, they're going to harm millions of Narn, but at least they'll survive. I don't believe for an instant that the Minbari had that much thought and input into whether or not they told anybody about whether or not they should stay silent or stay or speak up. I'm sorry. I don't buy, like, Delenn's saying it, so we'll assume it's true. But given what we know of the Great Council, given what we know of Minbari culture now, I don't know that I buy that concept there.
I don't think they ever did. I think what they did, they don't care about the Narn or the Centauri. That war doesn't concern them.
Exactly. That was the discussion.
But I don't think they even discussed that. Like, I don't think it got to that level. What they discussed at some point was, well, in fact, we saw some of this in the beginning. Hey, the shadows are coming back. Yeah. So they had a discussion around, we need to play this close to the vest because as soon as they know that we know, it's on.
Right.
And so I just think that guiding principle, like Delenn and the rest of the Great Council kind of took that. It's like, hey, we know the Shadows and the Centauri are working together, but we already know we can't say anything about that because it'd be playing our hand too soon. Mm-hmm. So she's kind of taking that and running with her interpretation of, hey, she's had to rationalize it for herself because she actually cares.
Becky says this, and I think this is actually quite brilliant. Says this actually feels more like a discussion that Delenn had with Kosh than what she had with the Grey Council.
Yeah.
That feels 100% more likely. And I would believe that conversation could happen. And I could even believe that Delenn would have taken that back to the Grey Council. That I could believe. But I think the Grey Council would have then turned around and said exactly what you just said.
Yeah, who cares? We don't care about their war, but don't say anything about the Shadows.
Exactly.
I do want to go back to our conversation when this first started. And at this point in the apology, I'm going to say that Delenn did not make the wrong decision. She made the right decision.
I agree with you. And that's the thing. I don't know that she harmed Narn. I don't think that she harmed G'Kar. Somebody else also said earlier. Here it is. Suzanne. Suzanne says that Delenn chose to remain silent because G'Kar wasn't very trustable at the time. Go back to those first 2 seasons of G'Kar. Not a great dude, man. No. Not a great dude.
He was the bad lizard guy.
Right. So, and that's the thing, like, now that we're closer to G'Kar, now that he's a better guy, now that we know him, we're more friends with him, knowing the atrocity that's happened, it feels worse because, man, we could have spoken up, we could have said something. Maybe, we didn't need to support that, whatever, but that's judging past actions through the lens of today. Versus judging past actions through the lens of what you were looking at that time. Given the same amount of information in that same situation, probably going to make the same decision. Doesn't mean it was the wrong decision to make, even if it didn't work out well.
And even through the lens of now, Delenn's still not wrong. It would have changed nothing, and it saved billions.
Yeah. And so why are we telling G'Kar this right now?
Because they're going to bring him in, and it'll come out.
Okay, that seems dumb.
Better to have this conversation than to be in the middle of a council meeting and be like, wait, you knew the whole time?
Yeah.
Now I'm mad and I'm going to Narn roundhouse kick you.
And maybe this really is one of those things like G'Kar's going to get angry when he hears all of this, and he needs time to work that out.
Yep.
Because
and in this case, he needs a person to put it on. It's not the war effort. It's not the whatever. Delenn did this to me, and I'm going to process that.
By the way, that's a different conversation though than what Delenn's about to have here. The conversation, hey, this is what happened, and here's why we chose to do that. You get to have whatever reaction you're going to have, G'Kar. I'm not taking blame for it. That we made the best decision we had at the time. Like, that's just what it was.
Yeah.
And frankly, given what she said right here, it was still the best decision
so far. Yeah.
I
can't imagine what she's going to say that would change that, but
let's find out. I don't remember. So
I'd already discovered much of what you just told me about the Centauri, but that you knew and said nothing. Had I learned this as my world was being bombed by the Centauri, I would have killed you instantly. You understand that, do you not?
Also why she didn't say anything.
Yes, I do.
And he would have done that because he was old G'Kar without having had his Jaquan experience.
Some must be sacrificed if all are to be saved.
So he's got a new lens right now.
And so he's saying...
I took that as revelation for the future. Now I see.
It's a salve.
It is as much about how we got here as about where we are going.
Yeah.
Jeff, how many minutes did you and I spend talking about what that phrase meant and what that meant for G'Kar and the Narn as a whole and their actions going forward?
And at no point did we point to this moment of the Centauri had to be able to do this.
I mean, if we could fix the tense of his thing, it's not some must be sacrificed for others to survive. It's some had to be sacrificed for everyone else to survive.
Some have been.
Wow.
I love
so G'Kar's having this thought, like, that's awful. That's crappy. I would have killed you where you stand. But so far, G'Kar's going, but even Jaquan said Jaquan / he doesn't know it's Kosh yet.
No, I don't think so.
Okay. So he's going, he's understanding where she is right now, and they're having a moment. Okay. Let's keep watching. Do you have something?
I was going to say, I love Delenn in the chat quoting an incredible person where she says, being enlightened sucks.
Dude, I don't know who said that, but that is an incredible person. By the way, I just want to say for any, especially of our audio listeners out there, or even our YouTube folks, there is Delenn who was within the show, but we actually have somebody in our council chambers who joins us that their name is also Delenn.
Yes.
So one named for the other. Yes, you're not mistaken with that. So you're not hearing us misspeak. Like that's who that person is. And both Delenns, 2 thumbs up.
I think that one sentence is the greatest burden I have ever known.
It sucks. Yes.
You're right. Nothing would have been changed except that my people would now be dead race.
You have come a long way, G'Kar.
For not killing me right now.
Than I could have guessed. Sheridan's promise binds me as well as it does him. We will take you into the council, G'Kar. And someday, when all this is over, perhaps you will find it in your heart to forgive me.
Yep.
Say it, Jeff.
She asked for forgiveness. You ask for
also,
it.
what else?
And he says, maybe. Not today.
He says, maybe one day, but not today.
Not today. And that's okay.
That's okay.
That's so okay.
That's also okay. But also, is this not foreshadowing for what's going to happen between Londo and Jakar later?
Absolutely it is.
Is this not showing us exactly now what's going to happen later between those two?
My people will never forgive your people, but I forgive you. It's so
and how often did Jakar be like, I'm not going to forgive you. I'm not going to forgive you. I'm not going to forgive you. Okay, now I can forgive you.
I can.
And he says here, maybe one day I will forgive you, but not today. It's showing us. It's showing us Jakar's. Here's what I love about Jakar: his capacity to know himself.
Yeah.
To not just placate her by being like, oh yeah, sure, fine, I forgive you, and then not actually doing the work in his heart.
Totally disingenuous.
He's got to take the time to do that in his heart, and to because right now what Jakar's saying is the logical, rational. Here are the facts that I know, and I know that this was okay and that this was right and probably the best move. My heart is not in agreement yet.
Yep.
And I need to take some time to get those two lined up before I move forward with this.
It's the power of and, right? So like the traditional thing to say would be, you lied to me, you covered this up, you didn't say anything, but because of that, a lot of people lived and we have a chance to go on. The but makes it sound like, you still suck because you lied to me. Yeah. But he says, you covered this up, you kept it a secret, you didn't say anything, and more people survived. We have a chance to live now. The and says both of those things can be true at the same time. It's okay. I am furious, I am crushed, I am devastated that you didn't tell this to me. And you made the right choice. I'm glad you made that choice. And it sucks.
Yeah.
And then, like you said, he needs to take that time to process, to line those truths up, align his heart and his mind so he can truly forgive. I don't think we ever get the scene, and I wish we did. And like way in season 4, it'd be great if it was out there where he just says to Len, forgive you.
Hey, that one thing we talked about that one time. I forgive you.
Like, I still got that. I remember it, and we're good.
So speaking of our Dylan comments over here, the levels of manipulation from Kosh are off the charts. I'm going to push back on that.
Yeah.
Just like I pushed back on you in the earlier video, I'm going to push back on Dylan in this. Here's the thing. I don't think that's necessarily manipulation, because I can see the argument here. Hey, we're going to let all these people die. We're going to go through all these things. But the reason we had to do it is because XYZ. And now I'm going to go up here to you and I'm going to tell you and convince you that it was okay because of XYZ and manipulate you into believing that. Versus, hey, here's why we did this. Here's the reasons why this was the best choice, and here's XYZ. I'm now going to come explain that to you, but I'm going to do it in a way that you'll understand. I don't know that that's manipulation as much as explanation in a way that people will understand, in a way that people will accept.
Maybe. Where I get stuck is if the way to get me to listen is to pretend to be my dad and my God. That's
in an experience where you're high off your horse,
right?
Like,
I've actually spoken to both of those people when I've been in that States.
Just saying, dude. I'm just saying. See, the thing is, and this may be my idea of manipulation, where I'm going to define that word, is that it is for, when you manipulate somebody, it is for self and personal benefit and gain. If Kosh is doing that so that he justifies what he did and Jakar doesn't get pissed off at him, manipulation. If he does that to help Jakar and by proxy the rest of Narn come to terms with what happened and begin to understand what's going on, that's not a self-benefit to Kosh. That's not manipulation. That's helping them through. That's how I would distinguish the two.
I don't
Different
disagree.
people may distinguish that. Different people may distinguish that differently. But that's kind of the lens I'm looking at it right now.
We've talked about this in the past where I say, a good supervisor is going to manipulate their team, but not in a bad way, not in a hurtful way, but like, you're here working. I literally need to get you to do things you don't want to do. That's why I'm giving you money to show up. Like, if you just wanted to do this.
Wages, Mrs. Malloy, are paid to make people do work they don't want to do.
Yep. It's a form of manipulation. But I think, what we know is the Vorlon are not these altruistic, trying to save the galaxy people. They are laser focused. They're so laser focused on eliminating the shadows that during this conflict, they actually start killing other races, genociding them and blowing up planets. Like, it's nuts what they go to. So, yeah, he's trying to say, what we did is okay, and I need you, Jakar, to be ready to sacrifice more because we Vorlon need to kill the shadows. And I need you to be cool with getting sacrificed. We're going to sacrifice you one way or the other, but if you're cool with it.
The only thing I would amend with what you just said there is because we Vorlon need to kill the shadows. And I don't think it's so much about the Vorlons needing to kill the shadows as much as the shadows just needing to be killed.
Yeah, but you also think the Vorlons are the good guys.
I have said that of the two, the Vorlons are still the good guys.
The more good guys.
The more gooder. Yeah, yeah. The more gooder. Yeah.
I need to go throw up now.
Okay. Well, okay. So that's the end of that conversation. All right. Let's revisit what you said. This whole thing about Delenn coming to apologize and acknowledge and all of this. I don't think she apologized.
Nope. She took accountability. She didn't apologize.
She took accountability. She also said, I hope one day you can forgive me because I can understand why you would hold this against me. But she also kind of came in and said, hey, here's what we did and here's why. And it actually was the right choice. Mm-hmm. And I know you're mad at me and I hope you can forgive me because you're mad at me for that. But it doesn't mean I was wrong. And it doesn't mean that I wronged you. But I hope that this is the kind of forgiveness that, like, I hope you can come to that understanding and we can, that you're not going to hold that against me. Mm-hmm. Right. I remember that scene very, very differently. I remember Delenn coming to Jakar, crying her eyes out. She was not, she was teary. She was not like bawling. No. I remember Delenn bawling me. I'm so sorry, will you forgive me? I failed you and I'm the worst person in scum in the world for like, that's what I actually remember from that scene. And Jakar just going, the blood drip, 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 drip. I know that was the thing with fear, but like he was like, I'm going to kill you, but I'm going to hold myself back and go calm down and smoke a cigarette. Like, that's what I remember that scene being, and that's not what that scene was at all.
No, not at all.
At all.
Firing.
Deborah asked if Delenn thought she might be killed by Jakar after that conversation. I think the answer is yes.
Yeah. I think during the conversation, she was afraid at any moment.
She thought that it could possibly happen, but she stood in there like a champ. And now there's the admirable quality to be like, hey, you're ready now? You want to come into this? Let's tell you the full detail of what's actually going on. And here's the full detail. Yeah. And you might not like it. If I can compare this to anything, all right, and this might be where, like, I don't necessarily think I have a problem with what the Vorlon did with the other races. Okay. As a math teacher, what's one of the rules that we teach? Well, I'm one of the rules we teach kids at a very young age when they're first learning to add and subtract?
What's that?
That you can never, ever, when you're subtracting, put the smaller number on top.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
The bigger number always goes on top. We tell little kids this when they're first learning to subtract, or at least in classical mathematics education, we do. But here's what you and I all know. There exists this thing called negative numbers. You absolutely can put the smaller number on top, but we have not taught that to the kids yet. In fact, in classical education, we don't get that till we get into pre-algebra in seventh grade, which seems really far away, but that's really where it's properly placed.
And
when
no
we get
kid,
to seventh grade, go ahead.
No kid's like, you've been holding this back from me the whole time?
Right. Now, I will tell you, when I currently teach this class and I go into this, the first thing I tell people when we get to our unit and we start talking about negative numbers, I look at seventh graders and say, hey, do you remember how ever since the first grade or second grade, we've been telling you can only ever put the top number? Well, guess what? We've been lying the whole time.
Go nuts.
Hey, when we get to division and we tell you that the bigger number the bigger number goes on the inside, guess what? We've been lying to you there too. Turns out you can't, but you weren't ready for it yet. You didn't have the knowledge to be able to handle that yet in a similar situation.
Yeah.
Jakar, listen, you're going to come into our council. You're going to be here earlier. You didn't have the knowledge and the wherewithal to be able to handle what I'm about to tell you, and we think you do now.
It feels a lot more patronizing, though, than the math. Like math, that's a fact. You cannot process this yet. Now, hey, you know what, little slugger? Like, you can handle hard things now. You've done the good work. I've decided you've done enough work.
But you also sat here with me and said Jakar is a very different person than he was in season 1 and season 2.
Yeah, but that's not for me to tell him. And he didn't say it. No one said it here. He showed it. And then he showed it, and then Delenn reflected it back.
Mm-hmm.
Jakar, you've grown so much. You've come a long way. That's beautiful.
That's no more patronizing than what you just said.
That's not patronizing at all.
Just said in a different... Oh, it absolutely is.
No.
Just said in a different way. Just said without the snark, but it's the same thing.
Not at all. And I'll say this like very clear. If I sat down and I said, if the conversation started like this, hey, Brent, you've done a lot of work and you're in a different place than you were before. So here's this thing that I need to tell you that I didn't tell you before. What do you mean I'm ready to hear that? What are you talking? You're not going to say that. As opposed to, look, I'm Brent and I'm saying the cool things and doing the right things. I say, Brent, look, wow, you have really come a long way. I can hear it in what you're saying. This isn't something you would have said 2 years ago. Something you're saying now, it's incredible. Not now you're ready to hear it. I just acknowledge that you've done the growth.
Don't see the difference.
One is so patronizing. The other's just reflecting what the person has shown you.
They both mean the same thing. It's just one is said without snark.
I think
that's the only difference that I
think
see
in the
there,
first
man.
one, it's me making a prejudgment and then telling you that prejudgment. When I reflect it, I'm waiting for you to show it to me and say it or demonstrate it.
One just feels like you're too chicken poop to say it out loud.
Yeah, I don't know.
Y'all come on over here. Let's sit down and have some shine while we have a chit chat on the porch. Thank you, Suzanne.
Target has been eliminated.
I'm picking up another ship. It's a shadow vessel, probably the mothership for the fighters.
Stand by, dude.
Just a moment. It's breaking off. It's not attacking.
Why didn't they attack? They must know we're here.
Unknown. We could pursue it and attempt to inquire.
Thanks, no. Just as happy to get out of here without another fight. Set course for home. Are you sure you don't know what's inside that ship, Mr. Bester?
Weapons, supplies. That's what I was told.
He really believed that those were weapons.
Yeah.
Also, those really are weapons.
They are.
For the audio viewers, we just saw that these were human beings inside of these things.
Got your message. What's up?
And I apologize
I want
for
you
the
to take a look at
sharp
this.
sound
Tell me
just
what
hit.
you think. It's a pilot of the transport we brought in. What's left of him.
I'm curious to see when Bester starts getting really upset. Is it just when he knows they're telepaths or when he sees Carol?
Its own life rather than be captured. I've seen anything quite like it before.
Was Bester right? Were there weapons aboard?
It depends how you define weapons.
These are telepaths.
That would be my guess. We found about 100 of them in sleeper tubes. And look on some of their faces, I don't think they went voluntarily.
You knew there were telepaths aboard that ship, and you didn't tell us. Why?
Your crew here isn't exactly sympathetic to the Psi Corps. I assume that since those at risk were members of the Corps, you wouldn't be interested in helping.
You told us there were weapon systems aboard that ship.
That's what I was told.
There are small metallic interfaces on either side of the head. Just
It always
above
cracks
the
me up
temple.
when they have brain things down here at the bottom jaw.
Okay, that's so scary.
Someone's definitely messed with her wetware.
From the serial number, she was classified as either P11 or P12. Very high on the Teep scale. She...
Uh-oh. He
What was
just
she
saw
doing
who it
on
was.
an alien transport bound for the rim?
Does he know for a fact it's her, or does he suspect it's her?
I need to see her.
I think he suspects.
She'll be out
Oh,
for
I
at
think
least
he
another several
knows.
hours.
Too long.
So what did he see? Did he see her serial number, Carolyn's serial number? Did he see her name? I know. I think he knows exactly who it is.
I think that's why he wants to go see her, because I know who it is. I need to confirm that it actually is.
Maybe. It really could go either way. I'm on the side of he knows exactly who it is with no doubt. You're on the side of he thinks he knows who it is with some doubt, but he needs to go clarify it.
I'm on the side that he knows exactly who the bracelet belongs to. He doesn't know if that person in the tube is that person.
Okay. Fair enough.
I have to see her. Now.
Honey. It's my honey. All right, these are the Stride.
Nope.
No?
They are unnamed shadow minions. Oh, that was great transition from her screaming to the alarm.
That's great work by the director and his team.
Yep.
Great work. And if that was written in the script, great work by JMS. So JMS says there is no relation between the aliens working for the Shadows, these people we just saw, and the Stribe.
Right, yeah.
The Stribe do not work for the Shadows.
They're their
Let's be very clear
own
about that.
thing.
The ones you saw in The Flash were doctors of a sort doing the work. There was no abduction required except, of course, the covert kidnapping from the Psi Corps Re-Education Center. As Besters...
I don't want to go in there.
Deborah points out those are the same aliens that fit Londo with his keeper.
Yeah, I think so.
Interesting.
Yeah. That's what I was I think so, but I don't remember for sure. But we questioned all the way through the first time if they were Stribe or not.
The Stribe are a little smoother in their appearance. A little more gray. Roswell gray looking.
It's a different take on organic tech coming up here.
Yeah.
It's like in Superman 3 when the lady's like in the machine and gets roboted.
No, so Jeff, I couldn't say this to you back then, but I can say this to you now. You know what as soon as I see this, what I immediately thought of then, what I think of now? I wouldn't be shocked if I actually mentioned it in our first watch through. This is that Sam Carter episode in Stargate when she gets taken over by the computer.
Oh my
gosh. She takes over the base.
Yes.
It looks exactly like that. To a T, it looks exactly like that.
Forgot about that. That's good.
That's what I think of when I see that.
Steven? No, let me try. It's all right.
My kid said, oh my God, Mass Effect steals everything from the show.
Right? You've been through a rough time.
I don't know that I've got to that part
happened
yet.
to you. I know they've been traumatic, but you're going to be okay.
Operation Overlord. Talking about it's you're coming up on it. Some of the DLC you can get into.
Alfred, she calls him by his name. She doesn't call him Al. Other people call him Al later.
Steven, don't. I want to help you.
Let me just fit this hypo spray
But you
thing
gotta
here.
let us get to you.
Don't pay attention to what's in my...
We can stop the pain. Give us a chance to stop the
No, she's trying to hurt you.
Yeah.
Chief, we're getting a serious energy surge from MedLab 1. Losing control
Okay,
over
is this happening in the war room? Or this is MedLab?
This is MedLab. Shut down the systems links to MedLab. Stand by.
The machine says kill to protect. The
Protect.
sign hurts us.
Very
We
Akaran.
cannot hear the machine.
What machine?
My mind. I am the machine. We join. We fight. It is dark. Terrible. Please. Make it stop talking in my mind.
Has to be so horrible.
Okay, so as seasoned viewers of the show, this doesn't seem out of place. This seems very in universe. This is very well established in the universe.
Okay,
We've seen the Great Machine. We've seen Drawl down there go in and out, and he had a real easy in and out time with it, right?
Yeah.
We saw the dude in Protect. We understand that Kosh integrates with his organic tech ship at this point. Like, as a person who's gone through the show,
Checks out.
she's just doing, this is organic tech stuff is all this is. As a first-time watcher, I'm still trying to figure out, like, this doesn't jump off the screen at me as organic tech. This jumps off the screen at me as the computer is taking me over and hurting me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's I don't know if you have a different experience. That's my experience right now looking at it. But looking at it now, I'm like, yeah, this is organic. This is obvious.
Like, of course.
We've seen this before.
I think I had an inkling of this the first time because we learned in messages from Earth about human CPUs for the vessels. And so it's like, yeah, this is like she's being built to be a CPU. And so she's probably looking for any kind of input to plug into a...
I think I did make that connection the first time through.
Yeah, I think you did.
Like that's kind of what we're seeing here. But I still don't think I connected the human CPU. I certainly, the Draw and the Great Machine, I didn't connect that as organic tech, you know? So organic tech to me was still whatever that Prothean dude back in episode 2 or 3 had going on. I kept waiting for that whole thing to come back.
I love you called the Akaran a Prothean.
What have they done to me? What have they...
Get in there, Bester. Find out what's going on in that brain of hers. Look at the human in there.
That's like the last thing she could do is be like, I'm going to tell you what happened.
What happened? What did you see?
She was sharing.
Garibaldi said she called you by name.
Who is she?
My lover.
That is such a
carrying my
horrible
child.
word to use to describe someone.
I thought you had a wife and
My
daughter
lover.
back on Mars.
I do. It was a
does
genetic
that have to do
pairing
with it?
arranged by the Corps. I don't think I'd ever been in love before.
Well, if that's true, then why didn't you get her out?
Because I don't have that kind of authority.
Really?
Yeah.
When I found out she was pregnant with our child, I kept after her to go on the sleepers or join the Corps. We could be together that way.
That's it, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
They were going to plug those people into their ships.
Weapons components.
That's all they are to the shadows. Components.
That's how she was able to interface with all the equipment in MedLab. She was going to merge with the station.
But why telepaths? Delenn never said that was a requirement.
Can you help her?
I don't know. And the technology that's plugged into her brain is beyond anything we've seen before.
I'll wait. However long it takes. She's the only thing I have, Captain. I promised her I would take care of her and the baby.
And the baby.
It's the only promise I ever made that means a damn to me. If you can save her, I'll do anything you want to help. Your war is now my war.
I will do anything you need to help. I mean, here I am. Alfred frickin' Bester.
Bester's going to be a part of the end of this before we're all said and done.
Absolutely.
Not it's going to finish before he can get involved. Bester's on our side. Not all of that. No.
We just saw Chekhov's Bester.
So there's an interesting conversation going on in our chat room over here. By the way, for those of you who don't know, our Council Chambers tier folks on our Patreon page are invited to join us for our recordings here of Babylon 5 for the second time. And they're talking about how gross this relationship is between Bester and Carolyn. And I think it's worth at least a brief conversation on our side. Specifically just talking about the power imbalance between the two. Mm-hmm. And how that becomes wildly inappropriate and wildly gross. It's reminiscent to me, not that I was alive back then, or not that whatever, but of when you hear about old slave masters falling in love with their slaves.
Yeah.
Right? Okay, let me bring this a little closer to home, which is something I have some experience with. How about when you're in a church and you have a pastoral situation where the pastor is in a very power imbalanced situation, having an affair with either a staff member or a member of the church. Again, very inappropriate on multiple levels, not the least of which is just that power imbalance. But then there's the question of, so you love this person. Okay, fine. Does that person love you back?
Right.
Do they really have the choice to love you back?
Exactly.
Even if they think they love you back, do they really have that as a choice given the power imbalance? I don't know what to think of that because I've never been in that situation. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know that I cognitively understand why that's fundamentally a problem and why it's not okay. But I don't know that I can sit back and say that Carolyn didn't also love Bester back and that relationship was actually mutual.
I'm going to say,
despite the power imbalance.
Yeah, I'm going to say it's not possible. I live in a power imbalance in my career, right? Like I have multiple levels of management that are underneath me in the org chart, hundreds of people spread throughout. And what I know is I have coworkers that I would consider friends, right? You know, and we go out to coffee sometimes or whatever. They come to the house. I have little barbecues or get-togethers. None of those people really know me. There's always a wall that exists because of that power differential. I'm even super aware, like when I invite people, hey, I'm going to have a barbecue at my place, you're invited. I don't get to pick and choose who I'm going to invite. I basically have to be like, everyone at this level and up is who I have to invite because of the power differential. And there's an unspoken pressure for them to be like, oh yeah, I'll be there. To the point that I call it out. Hey, I'm having the barbecue. If you can't make it, totally fine. Please don't tell me you can if you can't. It doesn't make a difference. That power differential is still there. I don't know that they are truly a friend. I'm never going to trust them with something vulnerable. And if you can't do that, you can't truly love.
Interesting. It's interesting hearing it coming from your side of it.
Yeah.
From the person to whom the power imbalance would be tilted toward. Somebody who's holding that in a rather responsible way.
I try. I really do.
You know, because I guess the other thing too is how would you know if that person ever actually loved you or if they were just using you for their own, like how would you ever truly be able to know that?
So most organizations have anti-fraternization policies that are explicit around the power differential.
Yeah. Interesting. I think we can safely just land it. Bester with this girl is a very inappropriate relationship, despite how he actually may feel about her. We can't necessarily assume that the relationship was actually mutual.
If it was,
even if it was,
she probably would have joined Psychor or taken the sleepers,
or something.
You have picked a most auspicious day to join the War Council, Jakar. The captain tells me that a new ally has joined our cause today, and that our new facilities are complete.
Ours has been a long and difficult road, Jakar, filled with mistrust. Once you step through this door, all of that changes forever.
I like the
You're
use
in the circle of trust.
Right. I like the use of the handy cam here. Like it gives us a little bit of like unsureness, but then the music is reassuring. Like there's a lot of feelings that are competing, and I think it's super great and super intentional.
I am honored to be among you.
Take your glove off, man.
Right? Well, he can't. His other hand is clenched, and he
sound dubious.
He's still a psych cop. I don't trust him, never will. He has a vested interest in helping us for now, but once this is all over, he'll turn on us.
Mm-hmm.
You do know that.
Mindwalker.
Garibaldi to Sheridan.
Sheridan, go.
Code 7R, 15 minutes.
I'm kind of in the middle of something.
Make time. You're gonna love this.
You don't have to pull him off of something to share this. It's interesting, but it's not like all hands on deck right now. But it's Garibaldi, so he's got to make it that way.
All right, so see if you can pick up on this.
Okay.
See if you can pick up on this. It apparently is so noticeable that people ask. Garibaldi's voice here is dubbed. It's looped.
On this scene here?
Confirmed in this scene. And the reason is because there were some unacceptable noises coming from the chair that Jerry was sitting in this day. So they had to loop all of his lines. And basically they said the best performed scene, the best acted scene, just was the audio was unusable. So they had to go in and reloop his stuff. So see if you can pick up on how they did that.
All right.
Because it was noticeable enough that somebody asked. Stuart says it's extremely noticeable.
Hello, and hello. Michael, you look like the proverbial cat that ate the equally proverbial canary.
I've got it. I've got it. It's right here. It's right here.
Do not thump the Book of Shaquan. It is disrespectful.
It is not a satisfying thump.
Jakar, as I understand it, there aren't any Narn telepaths, correct?
Yes, I'm afraid it is so. It is a matter of great concern to us.
But once upon a time, there were Narn telepaths, weren't there?
Yes, but they and their families were wiped out 1,000 years ago. The gene that controls telepathy has never been strong enough in any of the survivors to breed another one.
Mr. Garibaldi, I'm not entirely sure I see the point in it.
1,000 years ago, Ambassador. You said the last time the shadows were on the move was 1,000 years ago. Jakar, it says here that your world was used as a base by the ancient enemy during that time.
Yes, that is correct. And the spirit of darkness moved upon the land. It screamed in the dreams of the mind walkers, and they fell, destroyed by it, to their children and their children's children. Then did the darkness come to Narn, until it was driven out by Shaquan and the last of the surviving mind walkers.
Mind walkers? Telepaths? They're afraid of telepaths.
Carolyn fired at Bester's Psychor insignia to protect. The sign hurts us.
This part right
here.
here.
Cannot hear the machine.
This sounds.
They're using
This is the
humans
dub
to
part
control
right
their
here.
ships. Maybe telepaths can block their system, jam it.
He might be right. We've never seen the Shadows back away from a fight, but they didn't attack the White Star when we were right there. Why? What was different about it? Bester was on board.
That was explain their decision to infiltrate your Psychor and take telepaths as components for their ships. Perhaps they intend to use one telepath to stop another.
My God, people, we have a weapon.
I just hope it's in time, because we're gonna need it. We just got a report. The Shadows have just started attacking Brakiri space. Openly. They're not hiding anymore. They're finally on the move.
They know that we know. Brent does Ship of Tears. I actually had a lot to dive into in that one. I'm curious, any thoughts, anything on messages that you might have?
I mean, we exhausted, I think, everything during the middle of the episode. I don't know that we need to rehash too much of that. Maybe a closing thought on this episode. This is an entirely different episode on the second watch.
Entirely. Absolutely.
We have found several episodes over the course of the series so far that is very, very different. This, Jeff, is probably one of the top 3 episodes where things change so much between the first and second watch. And I love it. I'm here for it. What a great freaking episode. You know what this episode was not by any stretch of the imagination? It's not a palate cleanser, not filler. You know, we come off of Avalon last week. Okay, whatever that was. A metaphorical examination of something.
There you go.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Sure. Whatever. But I mean, Avalon comes off of
Seek Transit Veer.
Seek Transit Veer. And then that comes shortly off of the Severed Dreams trilogy. Like, this season's not letting up, man.
No.
This season's not letting this. I mean, when you just salivate over good TV and good writing, this is the stuff that you're like, look, just get through the first season and a half of the show. I promise you, it's going to be cool. You're going to be right there. And when you think of the cheesy makeup with Londo and the hair and Jakar, which frankly in the first season just doesn't look great. At this point, it just looks normal. It's just a part of the show, right? Like you don't even notice that Jakar's makeup is so stinking good.
It's perfect. I think in this one, the makeup and the lighting came together in a way that gave him a softer appearance than we've seen, which I think was super appropriate.
Well, he was more blue. He had a blue light on him the whole time.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Which is soft. It's friendly. Blue is also the color of heroes. It's the color of friendship, not red. Right. How often have we seen Jakar in red? Mm-hmm. He's in his quarters. Everything is red. His eye, everything's red. He's not that. No, he's friend. Jeff, you got any other kind of closing thoughts on this one as we go out, or if you got any other messages you want to talk about?
Nothing we didn't talk about during it itself. I just want to point out the meta thing of Babylon 5. We talked about it the first time around. Mm-hmm. It's going to be a through line here in the second time as well, but that idea of forgiveness. And I think that this was it was a powerful scene when we watched it the first time, but knowing what comes for Jakar specifically down the line in the series just added so much.
What specifically are you talking about, knowing what comes for him versus what adds so much here? What are you talking about?
His ability to forgive Londo. It's unthinkable, right?
Well, and again, we're literally watching foreshadowing. I don't know if that was intentional upon JMS. JMS is a good enough writer right now. I'm saying yes, fully intentional. That what he's showing us here is a glimpse of what it's going to take for Jakar to be able to forgive Londo. It's the same process he has to go through. I cognitively understand something. It's going to take longer for my heart to line up.
Yeah, exactly.
And maybe that's the message with stuff like that. Guys, it is okay to cognitively understand something and have your heart be in a different spot, and to take the time to let those who come into alignment before you take action or move forward. But don't stay there. Don't live there.
Process.
You've got to do the work. Process it. Yeah.
Move.
Yeah.
Go.
Yeah.
There's motion and then there's movement, right? You need to move through it, not just have the motion around it. Well, Brent, this week, the responsibility of adding this episode to our objectively correct, immutable ranking of all the episodes of the third season of Babylon 5 falls upon you. I'm not quite sure where to go on this. I am going to go kind of in the middle of this one. I'm going to start with number 8. Number 8's A Day in the Strife. Number 7, Voices of Authority. And number 6, we have Sic Transit Vir. 5, Passing Through Gethsemane. And the number 4 spot, an episode that was very germane to this one, Dust to Dust. Where, Brent, does Ship of Tears land in this?
All right. Here's where I'm struggling right now. I'm going to put this one above Sic Transit Vir. Everything below that, I think, is just, this is better. This is a better episode than everything that's underneath that. Okay. Mm-hmm. I love Sic Transit Vir. I think it's a great episode. It's just not there. Okay. Then I look at Passing Through Gethsemane. We're going to work up the levels here. Okay. And find out where we're going to stop, because I think I know where this is going to land, and it feels weird to me. I admit I'm having a hard time placing this above Passing Through Gethsemane.
Yeah.
Mostly because I think you and I have such a high opinion of that episode, particularly from our first watch. I think we maintain a high respect for that show, but I think we also realize that maybe it's not necessarily as poignant or as, I'll use your word from just a moment ago, germane to the story of Babylon 5 as we did necessarily through the first season. Although I do agree with you. It does sort of set the tone a lot for the season, but as a whole, a great episode. Love that episode. Okay, so let me play with putting this up a little bit more, because now we got the episode Dust to Dust. Love Dust to Dust. Good episode. What's the first thing you think of when you think of Dust to Dust?
I think about his dad hanging from the tree.
What else do you think about? And actually, it's kind of in that whole sequence. What's the thing of Dust to Dust? What do we always talk about?
Yeah, the vision that he has.
It's the elevator scene.
Oh, that too. No, it's
the elevator scene. And the vision happens inside the elevator, right?
No, that's Convictions I'm thinking of.
Are you sure? Convictions has the elevator scene?
Mm-hmm.
No.
Yep.
Really?
That's the whole explosion, because the guy's doing the explosives throughout the station.
Yeah, that's right. For whatever reason, I thought all that. Okay, never mind. Don't worry about that. Don't worry about the elevator scene. Still, it's the vision.
Yeah.
It's that whole piece. It's just phenomenal acting. Okay. What else happens in that episode that's just blow you away phenomenal?
Him picking Veer up off his feet. Couple, I don't know, Bester and Garibaldi working together.
All of that's good, but is that better than what we get here? I would submit for your consideration Jeffrey Akin. Outside of the trilogy, Messages from Earth, Point of No Return, and Severed Dreams, this is the next most important episode of the season so far.
Okay.
In Ship of Tears. Because it pulls on previous information. It literally sets us up for where we're going all the way to the end of at least the Shadow War.
Mm-hmm.
Even a little bit beyond, which I think puts this above Dust to Dust for me, Jeff.
Wow.
But I'm struggling because I have such a high respect for Dust to Dust and Passing Through Gethsemane that the idea of putting anything above it feels just really, really weird. But I think it's the right thing to do. So this, Jeff, is turning into our new number 4. Jeff, if you could remind me, where was this in our first ranking?
I have that queued right up.
I knew you would.
I'm curious where you think it is in the final ranking the first time around.
Interludes and Examinations is up next. War Without End is going to be tipped up there. Walkabout, not. Gray 17, not. Rock Cried Out's pretty big. Shadow Dancing, I don't know, but Zaha Doom's going to be really, really big. So I'm going to guess this maybe goes down at least another 3 slots. So I'm going to guess this is around 7, 8, maybe 9, somewhere. Like that's because I think that's probably where it's going to wind up this time. And I'm assuming this is going to be about the same spot. So 7, 8, 9, maybe 10.
It ended the first time at number 5.
What? Did it really?
Ship of Tears at number 5. Point of No Return at number 4. Severed Dreams at 3. Zaha Doom at 2, and War Without End 1 and 2 at number 1.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. And what I find so fascinating about that and your ranking of it is not only was this an entirely different experience the second time around,
yeah,
it was still incredible.
Yeah.
They didn't lose anything. It might have gained. It's pretty amazing.
It'll be interesting. So it ended at number 5. Okay, the ones that were above that, War Without End 1 and 2.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we'll count that as 1. Fair. Zaha Doom.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Severed Dreams and Point of No Return.
And Messages from Earth fell off.
It was number 6.
We split up the trio.
We did.
That's fair, and it's possible it could happen again. Jeff, I'm going to make a bold prediction.
Okay.
I'm going to make a bold prediction that War Without End on this next ranking is going to fall, if not completely out of the top 5, like really close.
All right.
Just making I don't know. And I'm not going to grease the wheels on it. It'll land where it lands. I'm just making a prediction. I think as incredible as that episode is, as smart as that episode is, I think that episode's going to come down in the ranking this time around.
We'll find out here pretty soon. Before we find that out, though, our next episode we're watching, Brent, is Interludes and Examinations. What do you remember your thoughts were of Interludes and Examinations the first time around?
All right, so we're kind of getting this as evidenced by my thing about the convictions deal. The story stuff is all kind of jumbled to me right now. Like I remember the beats, you know what I mean? But to go, this was this episode and this was here, like it takes a really special episode to be like, that's that episode. And here's what I thought about that episode. Because at this point, we're remembering the beats. Here's what I know happens. This is the episode where Kosh gets killed.
Mm-hmm.
This is the episode that causes the Vorlons to lose their ever-loving mind. Kosh to a Boogaloo comes in. This is an episode that if you don't have it, the rest of the show doesn't happen. It's a key critical plot point in what happens going forward. And the shift in the Vorlon is so integral. I don't remember what my original thing was, but I can imagine my original response to it was something like, uh-oh, what now?
Mm-hmm.
That's what I think my original response probably was, because I think that's really where it should be. How about you, Jeff? What do you remember about this episode?
The big 2 things I remember in addition to that are Franklin finally calls out a stim addiction in this one. This is the one where he loses his job.
Hey, real quick, I'm sorry. Have we not seen Franklin and his stim addiction be a thing here over the last bunch of episodes?
Not much.
I feel like that felt like such a much larger thing the first time around. And there was that one episode where he was just shooting up every 5 minutes. And he mentioned something to Delenn when they did the uniform thing, but I don't think we've really seen it be a thing over the last. I couldn't even tell you the last episode we really saw it be a thing.
I think we're not watching Franklin with the same critical eye we did the first time around, and so we're not seeing it as much.
Probable.
But yeah, that starts that whole thing, which will lead us into Walkabout, Shadow Dancing, and all that stuff for him. But the big thing that I remember, and what I really loved about this one, because I think I remember having mixed feelings about Kosh getting killed, how it went down, all that stuff. I remember, I seem to remember being pretty upset by that. But what I liked is he visits Sheridan as he's dying. Like he comes to him in a vision as David, as his dad, right? And has the heart to heart.
Is this the one where we figure out that Kosh? No, because we saw Kosh in the background during the Jaquan thing.
Yeah.
Okay. This isn't where we figure out that Jaquan was Vorlon the whole time.
We already knew that.
Okay.
This is where we find out that Kosh apparently has daddy issues because he always shows up as somebody's dad.
Right.
Or all the people around Kosh have daddy issues, and he's just capitalizing on that. But I remember enjoying this one quite a bit and being somewhat critical of it at the same time. So I'm excited to watch it next week, see what our thoughts are on that one, if it evolves like Ship of Tears did. Thank you for watching this and being a part of our conversation with us. It's the best. We love that you're here. Our Council Chambers tier subscribers get to hang out with us when we record. We've been bringing up some of the things they've shared during this. It's awesome. We'd love for you to be a part of that as well. Just visit our Patreon page at patreon.com/badnerds. There's a link down in the show notes if you want to be a part of this, or just have access to all the other cool stuff that we're doing with other properties and things like that. We'd also love if you left a rating and a review. But the big thing you can do, the one thing you can do that will cost you nothing, but will make the biggest difference in the world for us, is to share this show. Share the show with someone who either loves Babylon 5 or needs to hear some nerds talk about this great show for the first and second times. So with that, Brent, we're going to hang out. I'm Jeff, and you were Brent Dunn.
Jeff.
You were all great. Yes, Brent, what's up?
Chekhov's Bester? Really?
Isn't that? I think that's exactly what it was. He put it right there.
Yeah, but I'm just surprised you didn't say Chekhov's Chekhov.
Really, man? For crying out loud. Come on.
I mean, we're not some deep space franchise. This station is about something.